Hello friends, welcome to Java training session 53. This is Harathan once again as usual. Today I will discuss about recursion in Java and using the recursion function how we can create a factorials and also we can build up the Fibonacci series. So what is recursion in Java? Recursion is a basic programming technique we can use in Java in which a method call itself to solve some other problem. A method that uses this technique is recursive. Many programming problems can be solved only by recursions, and same problems that can be solved by other techniques are better solved by recursion. So we can create multiple programs using different kind of loop, but in case we are using the recursion, so it will be very easier. Also, it maintainable and also debug will be very easy. Most of the infinite possible iteration can be solved by recursions. We can say recursion is an alternative way for looping statement. And whenever we are dealing with the recursion, right, we need to stop the recursive call. We need to provide some condition inside the method. Otherwise, the method will be called infinitely and it will not stop. Okay, it will go for the infinite loop and it will throw some error. Hence, we need to use if else statement or other similar approach to terminate the recursive call inside the method. Otherwise, it will be trouble. When a recursive call is made, new storage location for a variable are allocated on the stack. As each recursive call returns, the old variables and parameters are removed from the stack. Hence, recursive generally uses more memory and it's comparatively slow than the other programs. On the other hand, a recursive solution is much simpler and takes less time to write, debug and maintain. So that's the important features of recursions in Java. So I will show you how we can create recursive programs, normals, in case we are not entering any loop, sorry, any if statement, so it will not loop. So, and also using the recursion, you can create factorial number as well as for the Fibonacci series. So here I have created a project, sorry, class Java training session 53. So let's create a first method here. Static void. Suppose I am creating a test method. Okay. Here I want to print something like that Java training. And also I used to use the method again. Now if I simply call that method in my main method, so what will happen? It is a recursive, right? Because every time it will print Java training and every time again the test method is getting called, right? That is called recursion. The method we are writing, but under the method we are calling the same method. So if you run the program, you can see that it will run, I mean, print you multiple times Java training, right? Multiple times, and then last it will throw some error. Still running. You can see it loops will never end. Okay, because we did not include any alternate loop or equal statement, so it will not stop. It will print you, right? Go for the infinite loop. Okay, you can see, and problem error will come. Okay, so we have to stop the loop using the some, right, conditions if else statement. Okay, so that is the basic recursion problem, I mean kind of approach. Now I want to create a factorials of any number, right, using the recursion technique or class. Okay, method, sorry. So I'll create a method, public static method I want to create. And suppose if I want to print the factorial, so for any number factorial can be very huge, right? So I will, instead of integer, I will use the long fact. Here I will pass some, right, integer I for, and I will give some loop, if I equal to 1, right? It will print 1 only, right? I equal to 1, return 1, because 1 into 1 will be definitely 1, right? Else return n return I star I minus 1, I star fact I minus 1. Okay. So, factorial means, so if you want to get the factorial of 5, say, so how it will be calculated? 5 into 5 minus 1, that means 4, into 4 minus 1, that means 3, again 3 minus 1, that means 2, again 2 minus 1, like that, right? So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that will be factorial for 5. So 5 into 4 equal to 20 into 3 equal to 60, 60 into 2 equal to 120, 120 equal to 1 equal to 1. So here, in case I equal to 1, obviously I will be 1 only, right? 1. Else it will give you I, right? And factorial of I, right? So in case it is 2, so 2 and 1, 2 minus 1 equal to 1. So it will give you 2, right? So that's how it will work. Now, in the main method, right? If I want to create a object for the class, I can create a simply object, right? Equal to obj equal to new class. Then if I want to retrieve the value, I need to use the obj dot fact, right? I need to give the value, suppose 5. If I want to get the factorial 5, so 5 into 4, 20, 20 into 3, 60, 60 into 2, 120, 120 into 1 equal to 120. So output will be 120, right? If you change it to 6, so 6 into 120 equal to 720, right? The output will be 720. So that is the importance of recursions, right? So if you create one class and you can change the value anytime, right? And in the main method, so you can get the value. Suppose if it is 10, right? So you will give it the value. As I have mentioned the long, so it will not be a problem, right? So if I made 50, so it will not be a problem. But if I made integer here, so in case the value is more, so it will create problem. That is the reason I have given the long, right? Okay. So integer will not able to handle it, though it will be integer, but here it will be long. So that's why you can create the factorial of any numbers using the recursion technique, right? Let's comment it out. So now I will show you the Fibonacci series. So what is Fibonacci series? It is a sequence. Fibonacci sequence or series is a series of numbers where a number is the sum of previous two numbers, right? So a number is the sum of previous two numbers, right? So what is the series? 0, 1, 1, 2. Suppose 0 plus 1 equal to 1, right? 1 plus 1 equal to 2. 2 plus 1, that is the sum of two numbers, right? It will be 3. 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Again 2 plus 3 equal to 5. And 5 plus 3 equal to 8. 8 plus 5 equal to 13, like that, right? It will be sum of two numbers, like it will continue. So whatever number you will get, so based on that it will continue, right? So that is the Fibonacci series. So for that I am creating first a method, public static integer. It will display integer, and I am giving the method name as Fibonacci series fs, and here I want to pass the integer. Suppose integer n I want to pass it, and so I will give some condition. So I know the starting will be 0, then 1, 1, right? So if n equal to 0, so it will return what? It will return? It will return 0, right? Now if the sorry now if n equal to 1 or n equal to 2, so it will return 1, right? Because for 1 and 2 it is only 1, right? Or else what it will return? It will return fs of n minus 2 plus fs of n minus 1. Okay, so you see, so as it is starting with 0 1 1, so I am defining the three, right, values, first value. In case it is 0, n equal to 0 0, right, it will return 0. If it is 1 or 2, so I know that the three value is 0 1 1, so I am just considering this three value. Otherwise it will return n minus 2 and summation of last two digit, right? It will return summation of two previous number. In case I want to retrieve the n, so it will be summation of n minus 2 and n minus 1. Okay, so that's the method I have already created. Now in the main method, right, I want to get, suppose for 10 digit, right, 10 plus 10 digit, so I need to define some counter here. Suppose count equal to, I want to provide 10. Okay, so I will simply here use suppose for loop, integer, any variables. Okay, suppose I equal to, it will go from 0, then I counter less than, it will go till count, as I already defined the counter, and we change to semicolon and I plus plus, right? Then we need to enter with second bracket, then here we need to print SYSO Fibonacci series fs. Here you need to pass the I, and I want to segregate with some spaces, right? So I just want to give some space. Okay, so that's so you can print it out, right? So what we are dealing, Fibonacci series is summation of two previous number, right? So 2 is 1 plus 1, 3 is 1 plus 1. So we know the first three series number is 0 1 1. So in case it is matching with 0, so it will return 0. In case it is matching with 1 or 2, it will return 1. For other value, for print, for n, it will be summation of previous two number, that means n minus 1 and n minus 2 summation. It is sum, right? So here in the main functions I want to get that series for 10 numbers, say. So I will give the number 10. I am using the for loop, so it will go from 0 to count, right? It is starting from 0 and it will go till 9, because it's I equal to 0, matching with 0, right? And it will give me the numbers if using the Fibonacci series method, whatever you have created. If you run it, you can see it is coming, right? Okay, if you give the comma here, separator, you can see comma is also coming, right? Okay, 0 1 1 2 3 5 8 13, total 10 digits, right? If you change it to 20, so you can get the value 20, total 20 series value, right? You can see it's coming starting from 0 1 1 20, like. So any number will be summation of two previous number. 1597 is the summation of 610 plus 987, so 1597. So that's why we can also get the series of data for Fibonacci series, right? So that is the importance of recursion class. So we need to handle with very carefully. We need to end with if else or suitable loop, otherwise it will go for the infinite loop, right? Using the recursions. So using the same approach, we can basically get the data for Fibonacci series, actually any number of factorials. Okay. So that's all for today's session. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing in Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Do not forget to provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next video.